Warning. The discussions ahead dive deep into mindset, struggle, and the fight within. Some viewers may find the content triggering. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good. What's up, guys?
What's
Episode 4, man. Episode 4 of the True Grit podcast.
Let's go, Steve. Let's go.
I just let a 20-minute drive turn into an hour thanks to an accident. So
Oof.
That sucked. Dude, I left the house at 5:45 to go pick up my kid by 6. And I'm like, I got this. I'll be at the house by 6:30. We'll hop on this podcast. We'll be good to go. Turn on the main road here in Chesterfield, and it's a dead stop. I tried. You ever have to find every single back road to get to where you have to go? That's what I just did. Yeah. Then I pick up my daughter. I'm like, hey, if Dad speeds, don't worry about it. We got to go to get on this podcast.
we got stuff to do. You get pulled over. Hey, give me a ticket, but we got a podcast to do.
Right, here's the link. Log into this. Right?
Yeah.
You practice some self-talk, man.
Yeah.
Quit writing me a ticket.
There we go.
Anyway,
Well,
dude, how's it been? How have you been?
Oh man, it's been a busy week. This has been probably the busiest week I've had all
I agree.
year. It's weird.
I agree, man.
But it's good. It's great, and we just came off the Slowiat clinic, which was phenomenal, by the way. You guys that missed it, you missed out on a good time and a lot of good lessons from old Nick. We'll have to get him on the show one of these days.
We have to, for sure. Yeah, and thanks to everybody, man, for it was a balmy 65 and raining the entire day.
Yeah.
We didn't have one person leave because of the weather, and that means a lot to us. It truly does.
For sure.
I was so paranoid that I was going to get blown up on how shitty it was, and not one person said a word, right? And it was super cool, man. Nobody held us accountable, which is, it's not our fault anyway that it rained, but I was really, really thinking that people were going to be a little disgruntled, and nobody was. And that was really awesome. And I want to thank you guys who showed up. And even the guys, Dimitri, Tom, Danny, we had several guys that showed up just to hang out.
Hey,
awesome.
Dimitri's hanging out in the chat. Dimitri, what was that food you made for us? Was that some authentic Russian cuisine? Because it was fire.
He's texting me. The food was great, Dimitri. That's what we're trying to tell you.
Yeah. Just look, pump it up in the chat, bro. You don't have to text Steve privately. We'll just have a conversation. Speaking of conversations, hey, if you guys don't know, we do have a private Discord community, so the link is in the description of this video. Also, I'm going to bring it up on screen right now because nobody has utilized it yet, but we have a section in our Discord where you can go to a link and ask some hard questions. So it's just a little form you fill out, can be anonymous, so we don't have to.
And look, I'm going to say it. Just because we're guys doesn't mean we don't have to talk about things, right? And you guys will be anonymous, like Brady is saying. That actually ties into one of our topics tonight, which is ego, right? Yeah. You guys can ask whatever. I swear to you, we have no idea to know who you guys are unless you put your name in. You don't have to put your name in. So reach out, ask us questions. We will do our best to research that topic or even just answer you privately. And if it doesn't even matter if hey, I'm having a hard time, just need someone to talk to.
Yeah.
It's okay. Right. And that ties into our first topic tonight, which is ego. Right. We are often groomed as men that we can't express our feelings or shouldn't express our feelings. It's considered weak or girly, blah, blah, blah. Right.
Yeah.
That's BS. Right. If you look at any, modern day psychology in books that are being written, people actually respect you more if you just straight up say how you feel. And I'll call myself out and the guy that I'm facing right here. We just had a heart-to-heart 2 weeks ago on how we're running PBN and how we're running Grit.
Yeah.
And what came out of that call, dude? You're like, hey, man, I respect you more after this.
Yep. And clarity, by the way. Clarity.
Yeah.
I do want to point out this comment we just got. Paintball and Immigration ask, how can it be anonymous if I need to fill email section? So that is for security reasons, to make sure it's not spam. We don't actually see that section, but it will come through when you fill your name and your question out as anonymous. So whatever name you put in that section is what we will see and what we will use on the show. So if you want to use a fake name, if you want to say anonymous, whatever you want to say that, and that's what we will come across.
Brady, maybe a way for us to promote that better so guys are more comfortable. I wonder if we can mock it up, or like one of us, you or I, actually fills that out and we have a screenshot next week to say, like, this is what we see.
Yeah.
So you guys feel comfortable.
Yeah.
But I assure you, we have no idea who you guys are, unless you want to tell us. But feel free to just fill it out if you guys have questions. But that does trickle into their first topic tonight. Last week we talked about, how do you do? I forgot who it was. Oh, it was Will Chandler, which I figured out who WC was. That's Will Chandler.
Yeah.
So he had messaged me, and I think he was the one that was commenting on the self-talk last week. So 3 topics that we're going to address today: ego, self-talk, gratitude. They all kind of go hand in hand. I want to read a quote really quick, Brady, on ego from Alan Watts. If you guys have not checked out Alan Watts, please do so. He was kind of he was not a psychologist, but he was essentially a psychology guru. He was also an author, kind of a voice of psychology, if you will. You can find him all over YouTube. Just be careful. There's a lot of dudes like doing AI today that like try to say they're Alan Watts, but look for like the 1960s versions of Alan Watts talking, and it will blow your mind if you're into like that kind of out there thinking.
Okay.
But his quote about ego is, when you don't know what you want and you reach the state of desirelessness. I thought that was really cool, and I wanted to kick that off today, right? It kind of ties into all 3 of our topics tonight. It kind of ties into what we talked about with purpose and mission and meaning and your why. So I want to talk about that, man, because we play a sport where on one hand, you'll hear people say, oh, when you hit the field, your ego goes out the door. But on the other hand, I feel like ego plays a big part of paintball, right? Because you have to have some sort of, I know confidence and ego kind of go hand in hand. They're a little bit different, but you have to have some sort of confidence. You have to have some sort of self-esteem.
Yeah.
But you kind of see some of those egos, right, playing on the field in a playful way most of the time, right? So how does, to your opinion, how do you feel like ego can be an advantage and disadvantage in the sport of paintball?
Well, okay, so let's define a couple things here, Steve. There's confidence and there's ego, right?
Yep.
So confidence is saying I can do this.
Right.
Ego is saying only I can do this.
Right.
Right. So if you define it that way, then I don't know, that kind of paints ego in a negative light. And you don't want to have an ego on the field, or you're gonna crash and burn. But at the same turn, it does give you confidence, I guess, in a way. So I don't know. I guess I'm torn between, stuck between a rock and a hard place.
So let's kind of dive down. Let's go down that rabbit hole, if you will, right? So if you look at the definitions, I'll kind of read this, not verbatim, but I'll read it. The ego can be both a positive and negative force, acting as a good thing by providing confidence, ambition, and a drive to succeed, and a bad thing when it leads to arrogance, a refusal to admit fault, or social isolation.
Well, there you go. There you go. Yeah.
Right. So I think you kind of see it in this light of, at least for me, your ego can kind of be a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
Right. So you might have the confidence to hop on the field. You might have the confidence to, go to practice on Sunday, but the ego, and you kind of see this all the time. I'm not mentioning names, but you kind of see it all the time where, one dude's on the field and he's like, what were you guys doing? Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Like, I could have done this and this and this. That's that ego, right? That's, I think, that defense mechanism, which might be about of lack of confidence, where that ego's coming into play and helping protect you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that makes
so it's kind of
sense.
cool, man. But I think in terms of just being men, take paintball out. I think ego can sometimes play a role for us because we have egos in providing for having that mission, having that why, right? So of course, I think our egos can tend to be a little stronger.
Yeah.
Because I feel like mentally we have a lot more to protect, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like we have a lot to offer.
Yeah, and well, I think it comes from a place of pride too, right?
Yeah, that's a good point, man.
So if you're very prideful in what you do, and again, paintball aside, whatever it is you do, and something that you do consistently and a lot, you put a lot of time and energy in it, you will become prideful of it. Therefore, you will have an ego in a way, whether that's a good or a bad thing. So,
which listen to this one. So. I forgot who quoted this. Oh, I did not forget who quoted this. This was from Carl Jung, another guy people should research. Carl Jung was quoted by saying, "The first half of life is devoted to forming a healthy ego. The second half is going inward and letting go of it."
Ooh.
Which I think I want to hear your input on this, man. I want to hear the comments too. I think that quote hits when you think about. I'm going to do a lot of paintball translation tonight. I think a lot of that comes when you hit the field with a new team or a team you're trying to form.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of like – actually, we're kind of doing it with Ruthless Factory, right? Like you got some D5 guys, got some D3 guys, right? So these D3 guys are probably like, hey, I can't play D5. I can't play D4. These guys, they're a little bit less experienced than me. But some of these guys are like, you know what? I am ranked D3. But you know what? These guys are good guys, and I want to show them some stuff. So I'm going to let my ego, like I'm still going to have my ego, and I'm going to kind of put it over there. Join this team for the better of this whole to the mission of the team. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense. I want to highlight this comment from Dimitri. He says, "Egos, when you think you are better than something, confidence is proven fact. You are better than something." Yeah, I mean, let's go back into that. So can we read that quote again?
Yeah, the first half of life is devoted to forming a healthy ego. The second half is going inward and letting go of it.
So break that down. I mean, if it's a healthy ego, why would you want to let go of it?
Because a big part, and we can dive deeper into this. So because it goes back to what you and I were talking about. A huge part of your ego is that defense mechanism. It could be a healthy ego, but that healthy ego is also meant to defend you. It is also meant to protect you, right? So a healthy ego could be a healthy ego, but as you age, as you get older and as you experience the things, you're like, oh, you know what? Like, I don't have to go into this like, nobody can touch me.
Yeah.
You kind of go into it like, you know what? Like, prime example, man. And this could be some ego driven. And I think a lot of the younger guys are going through this. Like, personally, right? I went through a divorce. I kind of had some impact in my life. I had the house, I had the cars, I had the job. Lost a lot of that 4 years ago. Now in my life at 43 years old, I'm like, you know what? Don't need the house. Don't need the cars.
Yeah.
I drive a minivan now. I rent an apartment. And I'm happy as shit. Not saying that's for everybody, but I think what happened was my ego took a hit. And I was like, you know what? I don't have to have all these things to be like, hey, look at me.
Yeah.
Right. And you and I kind of talked on that, like on a personal phone call. I'm like, as long as I'm providing and protecting my family, I don't care if I'm living in a box.
Yeah.
That works for me. That's helped kind of alter my ego, right, to where I think it needs to be fit. So I think that, and maybe I hope I'm making sense, but I think that's where that quote is aligned with. You build a healthy ego. That healthy ego is also meant to get you where you need to be and protect you and defend you.
Yeah, I mean, okay, if we could simplify this into just a few words, I would say ego is outward reflection of self.
Yes.
Confidence is inward reflection of self.
Right.
So keep going. I'm loving this.
So that's where like you let go of that healthy ego and you're like, you know what? I'm confident in what I do, but I don't need to like prove it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so do we have any questions or comments on
no, not yet. Dimitri was the last one there.
So kind of touching base on the next 4 dot points, and I'll run through these a little quickly, is good aspects of an ego. Provides confidence and drive, promotes competitiveness for self-improvement, establishes boundaries, creates resilience. Makes sense with what we talked about already.
Yeah.
Right? Bad aspects of it. Bad aspects of an ego. Leads to arrogance, causes inability to accept feedback, promotes a need to be right, causes social friction, and hinders learning and vulnerability. And personally, and I'm going to throw this out here, and this is why we have the form that Brady created. I'm going to get a little deep for 30 seconds, maybe a little longer. The ego, to me, is built, and that's where you get like toxic egos. That's where you kind of get broken egos. But that ego is built as that defense mechanism for my buddies out there who have been picked on substantially in their lives, maybe came from an extremely broken home. You will, because I have, you will, and I'm not saying, you will because I did, but like I'm saying, like I can relate, you will develop some sort of ego that has one of those 5 aspects that I just mentioned. That's a negative aspect, only because it's meant to protect you. So you might have a hard time being social. You might have a hard time being vulnerable or learning because at some part of your life, your ego had to get on high defense to protect yourself because you were getting made fun of. You catch what I'm putting down, man?
It's kind of, as you're talking now, it's kind of all making sense even in my own life. Like, and I know we're going to kind of move into this direction in a minute, but I will self-deprecate like nobody else.
Yeah.
Just to, and I think that is a defense mechanism. I really do. Even though I'm cracking a joke, I'm getting a laugh, whatever. I feel awkward in a situation, so I want to find a way out of it.
Yeah.
And okay, this is going to be the lamest analogy ever, but you know how trends get started? It's usually somebody who thinks it's stupid starts making fun of it, and then now it's a part of their life. It's like okay, I would have never said bet or yeet or any of that shit that my kids say. I thought it was so dumb. I started saying it to my friends, and now it's a part of my everyday language. Yeah, I mean, it's just how it is. And so, I think that kind of builds egos over time when you self-deprecate over time like that. Even though you're making a joke out of it, you're making it fun. It becomes what you believe, and it becomes who you are after so much of the same verbiage. Does that make sense? Am I going?
100%. We need to clip that and put it on TikTok, and I'll tell you why. That goes back to my story. A lot of us think we have to have the houses, the cars, the jobs, right? Then you go through some hardship and you look at it. Dude, none of that stuff makes me happy. There's a reason why in 15 years of building all of that, I felt uncomfortable. It's because I didn't need it.
Yeah.
I didn't want it. Where now, dude, I have some of the best friendships. And it could be stupid crap, like Dimitri calling me an hour ago to like talk about some stupid shit. Like, yep, Dimitri called me. That dude calls me like every other day.
Yep.
Like, that's the stuff I value. And I am calling you out, man. Dimitri, you're awesome. But like, that stuff means a lot more to me than the big houses, the big cars, etc. And I think, again, disclaimer, to each his own. I'll say that right now. It's just for me, what worked for me, Brady, is exactly what you said. Like, once you tear that down and you kind of look at it, you're like, man, I don't need all this stuff to prove myself. I just need my mission and who I am and what I'm doing.
Yep. And it all goes back to purpose. It's funny we keep tying it back to that, but it really is. I think that's the heart of it.
It is. It is 100%. You have to have that direction, and it doesn't have to be a lot of like really harsh direction.
Yeah. I mean? And before we move on to self-talk, I know we're getting there, but I want to go back to the first thing you did, and you quoted Alan Watts. And I'm going to read it again. When you don't know what you want, you reach the state of desirelessness. So let me ask you a question, Steve. Do you lose desire? Do you lack desire? Or are you no longer desired by other people?
Personally, is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I want to know what you think. Do you become a desireless person that some people kind of are I hate to, this is harsh, leeches, but they kind of take. They don't have anything to offer. They don't have anything to give.
Yeah.
So is it that do you become desirelessness, or do you have no desire to keep moving forward?
I think a bit of both. I think both, right? I think that I can get really deep in this, but we can do this a whole other time. But for me personally, I'm a bit of both because I become a person that's not as desired because I have shifted who I am.
Mm.
So of course, people in my past don't desire me the way I am. Where now people are desiring me because of just who I am and what I am, not what I have to offer, but who I am as a person. Now, the lack of desire, I fondly believe in seasons of life, and I do believe that the 10-year thing, the decade thing, which is to me does hold true for myself. Every decade you become a different version of yourself.
Yeah.
Where I was at 33 is not where I'm at 43, which ties into ego. We are groomed to do the job, do the house, do the cars. So of course I did all that. Where now I look at it like I'm going to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Some of the guys that are close to me know me. You know me. Like, I love having a family. I have a family now. I have a blended family, and it's absolutely amazing. But I've also accepted the fact that, like, I don't need a big ass house. Like, Robin has a house, and I'm absolutely in love with that house. I have more sweat equity in that house than anything. When I come to St. Louis, I'm in an apartment. It's like a city home. When I'm here, it's almost like I'm on vacation. I'm hiking. I'm kayaking. I'm going in caves. Like, I've accepted that part of my life, Brady. So I think for me personally, I've become desireless in certain terms, and I'm revamping that in my life, what I do desire.
Yeah.
And then, which is still a building phase. I'm 43, so I'm giving myself by 45 to kind of revamp, okay, what do I want over the next decade, right? Number one. Number two, I have become less desirable to some people, but those people don't deserve to be in my life anymore. So I don't care. Right?
Yep.
Right?
Perfect, man. I wanna stay on that topic, but we've got to move on. We've got to move on. We got so much more to cover. So let's go.
We can talk more if you guys want to talk more about ego and talk about more of that stuff. Put it in the comments. We're more than happy to talk more about it. Self-talk. So, kind of quickly going through that. I struggle with it every day. I think we talked about this last week, Brady. You do too. Like, I struggle with self-worth. It's actually something that I'm personally working through with my therapist. And I think you mentioned like practicing gratitude and stuff too, which we can kind of link both of these topics together.
Yeah.
For me, self-worth came from just self-esteem, right? They go hand in hand. They're pretty much the same thing. And it's really just, Robin will tell you, man, I have a hard time beating myself up over everything. And it can be minor, right? Like I can mess up dinner and be like, man, like I should have done it this way, right? And we can go deep. It comes from a lot of just years of being groomed that way. But where I found, and I kind of say this for like the listeners, and I'm curious to hear how you do it too, Brady. Like I'm saying that for the listeners because one thing that does help me, and I'll show this to the camera again, like I did a couple weeks ago. Get one of these.
Yeah.
I literally, like I did this morning. You kind of see, you probably can't read it, but it says gratitude. Every day, I will just like a gratitude, and I'll be like, I'm not kidding you. And I'll tell you guys, I have no shame. This morning was, I am grateful for Robin's smile in the morning. I wrote that. I also said, I'm grateful for the carrots and yogurt I had at Chicken and Pickle yesterday. I had these big carrots.
Check.
Dude, I had these big carrots and yogurt. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Ask Scotty. Scotty Ropel went with me, and I'm like, dude, these carrots are freaking awesome. But practicing that gratitude, man, I think trickles into self-worth. And I'm curious to hear what practices or what you want to instill in your life.
Man, I've got to jump on a bandwagon. I keep saying I'm going to start doing this whole gratitude thing, and because I think it's important when you look at it, Steve, you see you see how beneficial it is in your life, right? Yeah. When you break it down like that, when you take time to appreciate the small things in life. The things that really matter, the things that truly make you happy, you know, because I think we all know, maybe you don't, but it's not just one thing in life that makes you happy. It's the accumulation of things that you acquire through life that makes you happy. And again, only you can do that. So if you're counting on somebody else to give you happiness, it's never going to happen. You know, that's a choice that you make. But yeah, I know a big thing for me with self-talk is, again, self-deprecation, but specifically it's I'm a workaholic. And if I am not constantly pushing towards my goals, I am the laziest piece of shit you've ever met in your life. That's how I feel. And, you know, I don't take lightly to it. I literally become depressed if that happens more than once. Like if I take a day off, then I take another day off, like it starts affecting me in terrible ways. So that's my thing, and so I've got to figure out how to, I guess, get away from that. You know, how do you somebody who lives to work? How do you get away from that negative self-talk? So what do you think?
Yeah, man, I struggle with it too. I can thank my current partner for helping me get off that bandwagon. Honestly, I've learned to do it in small increments, man. Like, you know what? I'm going to sit down for 30 minutes and just read.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to sit down for 30 minutes and just chill. Because, dude, I'm that guy. I don't know how you are. Some of the people that have ridden with me or know me, dude, I have a thing for my phone in the car that sits right here on the dash. I'm not shitting you. I did it, dude. I swear to God, I did it tonight going to pick up Harper. I was literally texting teams to buy Ruthless gear while I was there. Like,
yep.
It's just like I can't stop.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And that's all time. A, that's time management. I can do better at that. And B, when I look at it, dude, it's you got to stop and smell the roses. And I think Brady, honestly, man, my advice would be start with what I mentioned with gratitude on the morning. Like if you can't physically take 30 minutes and just chill, at least every morning when you journal, you just write like what you regret. And it could be like that cup of coffee from Scooters was freaking amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, it could be something like that.
I'll tell you what, I've been trying this. It's only been 4 days, but I stopped nicotine altogether.
Yeah.
And the chest pain and the anxiety is going down.
Can I elaborate on that? 100%, dude. You get that toxic out of your system. The toxins, it's absolutely amazing. Yeah. Have you meditated before?
Yeah. So I don't know if there's like a proper way to meditate, but I will take like moments of silence. Like I don't listen to the radio in the car.
Okay.
You know, I'll kind of use that time, like my commute, to kind of go through whatever it is I'm working on, and kind of thinking about, and you know, I guess processing that. So I just take quiet time, and it's usually about 30 minutes a day. But I don't know. I mean, what do you consider meditation?
So I try to do, and again, when it comes to this stuff, guys, quick disclaimer, it's like a car engine. So it's almost like a diet, whatever works best for you. I recommend 10 minutes a morning. That's what I do. I'll do like YouTube. Like I like guided meditation, honestly. Mm-hmm. I also do it after I journal. I also do box breathing, which box breathing for the guys that are doing it on time.
Yeah.
So 5 seconds in, right? Count to 5, hold for 5, let out for 5.
Yeah.
Can change your attitude in 30 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, I never thought about that as meditation, but I do that as part of my post workouts, you know.
Yeah, that's considered it's a form of meditation.
Yeah.
Also because we play paintball, I don't do it as often as I should. Because you have to dedicate more time, and I already dedicate a lot of time in the morning for what I just mentioned. But yoga, try yoga. It's a good form of meditation because you're deep breathing. Kundalini yoga kind of ties in some ohms and meditation as well. So yeah, man, it's teach everybody, and we could touch if anybody's interested in all of that stuff. Like we can have a whole episode dedicated to that stuff, but because I'd like to learn more too.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I mean that's the self-talk. Start with gratitude. Start with the journal, dude. It could be so simple, right? And I'm a workaholic as well, man. Like I've had to force myself to like, dude, just chill, man. Like, dude, I forced myself to watch Dancing with the Stars with Robin and her daughter last week because I'm like, I just want to like not do anything.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Sometimes you got to have those. I think for me, and I already had the answer to this question, by the way, when I asked it, but for me, it's never having a 0% day, even if it's just one little thing. That's enough to keep me from going down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, there you go. What does 1% mean to you, though? Like, is it high expectations, or is it like something simple as like getting out of bed?
So it could be, well, for me, as long as it's purpose driven, right? We go over that a lot. Yeah. So as long as it moves the needle forward in some aspect, it might be replying to an email that I've been putting off for a week. Usually by the time I get to doing that and I just don't feel like it, I'll start doing some other things. You know, I'll update some Facebook posts, and then I'll start editing some video. It's usually just getting over the hurdle of not feeling like it, but feeling like a piece of crap for not feeling like it. You know, that's what it really is.
I like that.
And
I like
so-
that though, because like I overdo my to-do list, and it sounds like, and then I beat myself up. Where like to me, celebrating the win would be like, you know, I sent that one email today, and that's okay.
Yeah. So, and that's the whole point of no 0% days or 1% every day is as long as you do something, you've accomplished it. You've done it. Now you can decide from there if you want to keep going or not. I do want to say, so Bits is hanging out with us. He said, "You're not alone there, Brady. Very similar scenario for me. I've always been, I always be going and being productive, quote unquote, or I can start to spiral into a very negative mindset." Yeah, it's really easy to do, Bits. We got a new listener tonight, Garrett. Says, "Hey guys, just listen to your show in a tribe, and all I can say is love the tribe that I'm with now, because the last one was a bad fit for sure." So, Garrett,
Awesome.
I'm glad you're listening.
Yay for new listeners, man. That's awesome.
Oh, and we got Cowboy Troy with the tiny hat comments. There you go. he's becoming a whole thing. All right, so we've only got about 15 minutes here. Let's
what do we got? We got any questions or comments?
So I do have a question from Bits. He texted me just a little while ago, and I'm gonna read the whole thing here so you can get full context. Where is he? Okay, so. He actually said, "Hope tonight's topic branches into visualization, positive self-talk, and how simple words and changing small ways, how we communicate can subconsciously change your mindset." CJ and I, assuming he's talking about CJ Canner, have talked about this at length during Texas NXL prep. I'm trying to get better at that. I'm trying to get better at that as a coach, and would be interested in your take on that topic.
So in terms of self-talk, is that where he was going with that?
I think so, but let's take it as a whole. So visualization, positive self-talk, and how simple words and changing small ways, how we can communicate can subconsciously change your mindset.
So I can probably speak for a lot of us, man. From a coach's perspective, like just being human, when I get a attaboy, good job, proud of you, like if Brady told me he was proud of me, I'm not going to – actually, Brady, I'll call you out on it. I sent Brady the agenda and everything for today's podcast, and he texted me, "Let's fucking go," with an exclamation point.
Yeah.
Made my day. I'm like, dude, Brady like loved what I put together. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I feel amazing. That is outwardly projecting gratitude. Brady was grateful for me putting that together, and it made my day. I think you can do that as a coach, right? Good job. Nice move. You believe how far those things go with people.
Yeah.
You absolutely would not believe how far those things go with people.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I think that's true, and just for men in general, we don't get complimented a lot.
Nope.
And we can we can thrive on a single compliment for weeks. So,
oh, dude, and it helps project. I don't know how it works for you, Brady, but like that helps keep me going. Like I worked on that. You can see what I put in these agendas. They don't see it, but you can see how lengthy these things are.
Yeah.
And when you say things like that, dude, like I'm like, yeah. That's awesome. Brady likes this. I'm
going to tell you what, Steve. Most of the time, I don't know how we're going to get through all this, but it all looks good.
Well, I do it on purpose. So, like, that's why eventually I want to get these PowerPoints together.
Yeah.
So people can reference them, because there's a lot of great things. And I think Bits said this, and I want to allude to it. So it's say what you're grateful for out loud. That was one of the topics in practicing gratitude.
Yeah.
And we'll find a way to share some of this stuff with you guys so you can read it, but it's beyond just writing down the things you're grateful for. Terry, it's a guy that wrote the article. Tari also suggests vocalizing them so you can hear yourself say them out loud, right? So rather than just write them down, be like, oh, man, I'm grateful for this or I'm grateful for that. And share your gratitude with others. That's a cool one. I really like that one.
Yeah. No, that's
and negative thinking, man. If you catch yourself going down that rabbit hole of like, this sucks, like I did today, like, oh, this traffic is BS. Like, I'm not going to make the podcast. I'm like, you know what, man? Can I control this stuff? Is Brady, you're like going to kick me off the podcast because I'm 8 minutes late? Probably not.
Yeah.
Right?
Nope. We're just going to harass you in the comments until you get here. That's no. Well, listen. First of all, we played trivia for a minute. Dimitri was stomping. He knows everything paintball related, and we had a good time. So,
nice.
No, absolutely not.
Nice.
No, man, but this is so good. We got to keep this conversation going. One thing I think would benefit maybe the community, and you guys could tell me if you even want this, but if we turned our podcast shows into maybe a blog or a snippet, you know what I mean? Kind of convert what we've talked about into a text form.
Like translate it?
Kind of, or maybe even an opportunity to dive a little bit deeper after the fact.
So we can take a little bit of this and maybe tie into what I've put together on the Word document, putting into maybe we implement that PowerPoint. We house them somewhere for our listeners, because there is a lot of stuff here, guys. Like, we touched on like 6 dot points, and I probably have 2 hours worth of information we could touch on.
I mean, I'm not gonna stop, but I mean, you can't even see it. That sucks. But it just goes and goes and goes.
Here,
there you
guys.
Go. There
you see all that? Here, I'll start from the bottom. That's everything I put together for today.
It's a book.
Yeah. Yeah, and I do that every week. Like, I don't need an attaboy on that one. I'm just telling you guys, like, there's a great content that we can share with you that's in readable format.
Yeah. No, but I'll tell you what, we love hearing from you guys. You see me looking up. I'm my second monitor. You want to check these comments. Anybody, if you guys are watching right now, you got anything else you want to say on these subjects, let us know. We don't want to get off here and leave any stone unturned. Oh, what do we got? What do we got coming up, Steve?
Man, I'm trying to think about where I want to go. In terms of what we're doing, man, World Cup's coming up. So
there we go.
A lot happening. If you guys are going to be there, I will personally be down there. Please come hang out. I'll be there Wednesday through Sunday. The Ruthless booth will be there, so please come and say hi. And I'll be walking around too. We have, this obviously became a weekly podcast. So in terms of what we're doing, PBN's got some great stuff coming, started at the beginning of the year. So stay tuned for what we're doing there. Lots of things kind of in fruition that are coming about. Honestly, I think we're not going to stop in the off season. We're going to kick it in the second and third year of the off season. And then, in terms of True Grit, I really want to start turning this into more of a question and answer. So please use that form that Brady has put together. But honestly, man, I think next week we maybe continue some of the self-talk stuff. I think people are hitting on that.
Yeah.
I want to try to dive into, and I'm curious if anybody has topics, like, don't be afraid, man. Like, I'll research it. I'll tell you guys one thing, and Brady can attest. You just saw my screen. Like, you give me a couple topics, I'm going to go crazy with it. So if you guys want us to talk about anything in particular, throw it out there, man. I'll do the research.
Yeah. And, you can hit us up any day of the week. You can reach out to us in the private Discord. Again, link is in the description of this video, as are all of our posts. And we'd be glad to connect with you guys there. Yeah, Bit said, I think each one of these topics today could be their own episode. It seems like that's the trend. We keep branching off of different things.
Which is actually a good thing. So, like, maybe we inadvertently did that. Was that Bits that said that?
Yeah.
Maybe we inadvertently did that, because we can go back and take these topics, and now we can do one episode of each.
Yeah.
So we got you guys exposed to it. Now we can go, in the one each.
And I'm glad to see this is resonating with people. I mean, I've had multiple people over the last few weeks saying how much that this content is meaning to them, and then usually that's followed up with a story from their own life. So it's really cool to see that this is,
awesome.
The vision is working. It's getting out there. The message is spreading. Man. So
it's a good platform. There's a lot of platforms out there. I think bridging the gap between paintball and this stuff is really cool, and I really enjoy it. And it kind of, and honestly, it inadvertently gets me to know some of the people that we see all the time.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I like that idea, man. I think, again, we maybe inadvertently did this. We were coming up with 3 topics. I always go big or go home. That's my demise, right? That's my that can be part of my ego. Maybe we start breaking down these topics from the last 4 episodes, man, and we say, like, okay, here's one episode just on ego. Let's break it down. We talked about it and not veer away from that. We can totally do that.
I think it's a good idea. So, last question from me, Steve, is John going to have the parody jerseys at
We'll have a couple.
Which one?
I had to tell him to stop, dude. He is all of them. He is.
Oh my gosh.
I tried to tell him, dude, I forgot what he did he initially did I was on the way with Nick to the clinic on Saturday, and he sent me the infamous one, and it said drugged up. And I'm like, dude, you cannot use that.
Oh, no. I think the one I saw was washed up.
He said drugged up. I'm like, dude, you cannot do this.
Oh,
Do not. I'm not going to World Cup.
John,
I'm not going to World Cup when you're saying that stuff, man. But he changed it.
I hope it's all coming from a place of fun and
it
love
is.
and humor.
He's just messing around. But I'm like, dude, the drugged up thing might be a little too far.
Yeah, I get it.
But he changed it. But yeah, he'll have a couple of those, and then if anybody has seen the World Cup jersey or the World Cup, he has a limited edition T-shirts. They're pretty sweet, man. They're the Orlando Magic jersey.
Oh, there we go.
It's pretty cool. So it's the Orlando Magic logo, and it says "Ruthless" on it. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I'll have to get an image of that for next week's show. I need to have that pulled up on the screen. We can do some research live.
We just
I'll be like, was that Jamie from what's that one guy's podcast?
Oh,
the Joe Rogan Experience.
Yeah. I do want to pinpoint something, and hopefully other people have questions before we have to go. But the clinic was amazing. It went really well. I do want to let you guys know that we are working on an additional program. I don't want to promise anything just yet because it's going to take a lot of work, but we are talking about some sort of classroom program that will tie into a clinic at the end. So I know BKI exists, right? BKI is cool, but what we're trying to do is get more divisional guys involved in this. And I think especially after this weekend, a lot of players expressed interest in doing classroom work and then going into a clinic.
Yeah.
So just more to come on that.
Well, let me just come right out and ask the question to our chat, Steve. Money aside, would you guys sit down for several weeks back to back, one night a week, with a pro and listen to them talk for an hour and a half? That's what we want to know. Because I think there's a ton of value in just soaking in the IQ of these guys that have been playing this game for so long. And I think it will resonate more when you can sit down and listen in a calm environment and then take it out on the field and apply it to your game. I don't know about you, Steve, but I see it all the time. These clinics, they're so fast-paced. There's so much knowledge being thrown at you. I don't know how much knowledge you could soak in with all of it just hitting you at once.
If you're anything like me and can't pay attention to save your life, then yeah, I can see it. What does it retain? If we read a book, we only retain like 10% of it. So I can only imagine, especially in a world we live in now where like your attention span's like 8 seconds.
Yeah.
Right. So if I'm with a pro player for 6 hours, how much of that am I actually retaining in person? Now, if I had 3 weeks of like, there's pop quizzes, there's a little bit of homework. And then 3 weeks from now, I'm in front of that pro player and I'm like, yep, remember it, got it, you hammered it in my head. Then
yeah, and not only that, but you had all this time to watch those lessons back multiple times beforehand.
1% a day, right?
Yeah, 1% a day.
Yeah.
So, Dimitri, how did that go? So Dimitri said we did it with newly pro guys, but through Zoom and PowerPoint presentations. So, I mean, that's not too far off from what we're thinking. But we got a lot of ideas in store for that. So anyways, something for you guys to think about. Keep that conversation going in the Discord. So again, last time I'm going to say it tonight, link is in the description. Go join the private Discord if you want to join the conversation. So we missed a few guys tonight, but you know what? We had some more join the chat.
New ones.
So
yeah, we had some new ones.
Glad to have you guys here. Garrett, welcome to the show. Cowboy Troy, first time commenter. You're gonna have to get your stats up a little bit, bro. That's Trey Colton. He's one of those guys like Dimitri. For me, he'll call me 2 or 3 times a week. Sometimes I don't answer, but I always love it. You know what? I always love it.
I'm the same way, dude. Dimitri's always yelling at me. He's like, "You never answer your phone."
Yeah. But it's because, for one, Trey, I love you, bro. But for 2, I know we're gonna have an hour and a half conversation when I talk to you, so I have to pick and choose my times.
Yeah, believe me, Brady now will be the first to tell you, and it just happened the other day. Brady knows. Brady, you called me when I was leaving ice skating practice. Robin and Violet were in the car. And you could tell I got the look of like, you got about 10 minutes with Brady. Right?
Yep.
You can tell. You can tell. Yeah.
Yep. Trey said, just answer the phone. Dimitri said, Americans, ... I don't know how to take that, bro.
Me neither.
I don't know how to take that. You keep that.
You guys burn books in Russia. You can't say anything about Americans.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. Okay. All right. I think we've exhausted this episode.
We're good,
Steve.
man.
All right. Well, we're gonna run that intro one more time. We're gonna head out, guys. Have a good night. Have a good week. We'll catch you guys next time on the True Grit Podcast.
This is the True Grit Podcast. Warning: the discussions ahead dive deep into mindset, struggle, and the fight within. Some viewers may find the content triggering. Viewer discretion is advised.